I'm CJ with Starter Builds, and today I'm going to show you how to build this really cool DIY shelving unit on Starter Builds. Shout out to all my parents out there. For those of you who have younger children, my son just turned 1. Chances are if you don't have a lot of storage and they just had a birthday, they're going to have a lot of toys. So that's what thrived me to build this DIY Montessori shelving unit, so we can get a little bit more organized and a little bit more creative with the way that my son Zane plays with his toys. Stay tuned for the project. To save on the cost for this project, I'm going to be using 1/2-inch plywood. I would recommend probably using 3/4, but if you're on a tight budget, 1/2-inch plywood will do the job. With any plywood project, you always want to start out by ripping down your sheets, so that's where a track saw comes in handy. Again, you could probably get these cut at your big box store, or you could use a circular saw with a rip guide. The width of your cut's going to depend on how wide you want your shelves to be. I chose my shelves to be 18 inches wide. Here I'm just tracing out the cut for my second shelf based on my first cut, so I'm using this as a template, and then I'm going to rip it with the track saw. Here I'm making that second rip cut with my track saw. Again, if you don't have a track saw, you can always use a circular saw with a rip cut, or you could have your big box store cut these to the width that you want for your top and bottom, as well as your shelving units. One thing to note here, I do have 2x4s laying underneath my sheet of plywood here. I found out that it's a little bit better to rip this on top of insulation. It's a lot easier to make the cut, and it's not as much wear and tear on your blade. So we're going to continue to cut out each individual piece here with the track saw. Once you have all this cut out, we'll be ready for assembly, and we'll get to that in a second. All right, now it's time to cut these to length. And again, this is going to depend on how long you want to cut these. Looking back on this, I wish I cross-cut these pieces with my track saw versus my miter saw. You notice that my miter saw actually doesn't cut all the way through, so I have to end up flipping the board over, and then it gives the edge a non-uniform cut. So if I could go back in time and do this again, I would have ripped this with my track saw, just for a little bit more precision and a little bit better of a cut. After you make your first cut, you could use that as a template to mark for your second board. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just lining up the edges. I'm going to mark with the pencil and then go ahead and cut this. Again, in hindsight, I probably would have clamped these pieces together and then cut them with my track saw or a circular saw, because you can double up on 1/2-inch plywood to make it 3/4 and provide a very seamless cut. This would have saved me some time, as well as give me a little bit better accuracy when I made the cuts, so lesson learned. Once you were done making all your cuts, or if you decided to get your cuts done at the big box store, this is what you should have here. You should have a top and a bottom along with sides, and then some shelves, and then you'll have your individual brackets to separate the different shelving units. And then I also have this longer piece here, which I'm going to be using as the bottom to give it a little bit more aesthetic. We're now going to move on to pocket holes. We're going to use pocket hole joinery and wood glue in order to attach this and make this structure really strong and able to hold a lot of different things. Off camera, I decided to attach the bottom to the side shelves. Here you're looking at a view of the top going in, and again, just pocket holes and wood screws. I used 1-inch pocket hole screws here and Type Bond wood glue. Once you have your top and bottom and sides attached, make sure you're checking for squareness. And again, looking back at this project, I probably should have used 3/4-inch plywood versus 1/2-inch. I think structurally it would have been a little bit more sound. You also can notice a little bit of movement left and right here. Again, there's no vertical shelves as well as horizontal shelves put in, but Actually, once I put everything together, it became very structurally sound. So right now I'm just checking for squareness. I'm checking to sure things are level before I actually go in and put in the shelves. So to attach these vertical supports here, again, I'm marking them out, making sure everything's square, and then I'm using wood glue and 1-inch brad nails. Probably should have used pocket holes here, but brad nails seemed to work pretty well once everything was dry, along with the shelves being intact with one another. But looking back, I probably should have either used wood screws, pocket holes, versus the brad nails, but lesson learned. Moving on, we're going to attach our shelf on top of these vertical supports here. This is actually going to be attached with pocket holes, and I'm just spreading glue evenly across all different areas. I'm using 1-inch pocket holes to attach this. Make sure it's level, make sure it's square before you put it in. I'm using 3 on each side, so a total of 6 to hold in this shelf. And then I'll actually use 1-inch brad nails going into the top to those vertical pieces to support it as well. Once we get this shelf in, we'll be in a good place to move on to the next step. Moving onward to install this second shelf here, again, we're going to be using those pocket holes along with wood glue. I chose to do 3 separate sections here instead of 2 on the previous one. Here I'm just checking for squareness, and I'm going to brad nail these in, and then from there I'll be able to put in my second shelf. All right, so as we're working on this DIY toy shelf for my son, I've been 3D printing these little toy bins that'll sit on the shelves. I'm probably gonna do different colors. I'll probably do 5 to 6 of them for all the little toys. But yeah, this took just under, I think, 6 hours to print. So super pumped with how it came out. And that's gonna be able to sit on the shelf and put all the toys in there. Very cool. All right, so far I'm trying to build this toy shelf for my son for the basement play area. I'm using 1/2-inch plywood, which I'm actually regretting right now. From a weight perspective, it's light, which is great. But I think if I went with, 3/4 plywood, it'd be a lot sturdier. We do have some sway, a little bit of sway, But I'm gonna put some supporting brackets down at the bottom as well as additional shelves there. I also 3D printed these bins, which I think are really cool just for odds and ends and toys. So I'm super pumped with how these came out. I might print maybe 2 more, but yeah, essentially what we're gonna do next is we're going to put in three more dividers on the bottom, as that shelf is kind of sagging. There's not much support there. And then I'm gonna put some longer supports across here with some pocket holes and glue. And then I'll finish it off with some sanding and polyurethane. And this project will be done. All right. So far, so good. 1/2-inch plywood was not the answer. Definitely 3/4. I realized these shelves weren't level because I don't know how to correctly measure. So always measure twice. Measure twice. Level. Level. Ooh, that irked me for so long. So we're at the final stages here. I'm deciding if I do want to put in these support shelves across there for another layer of shelving. But pretty much once I install those with some glue and pocket holes, we have our 1/4-inch backing panel over there that will attach to the back. We'll 3D print some more bins. These take about 6 hours to print on the Bamboo Labs A1. So we'll print some more of those. And then we'll apply some finish and we'll be good to go. All right, there you have it. The DIY display cabinet shelf for toys for my son. I ended up putting on this oil-based polyurethane. Not gonna lie, don't really love it, but it's what I had laying around. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.